This is gonna be one of those videos, guys. There's been a big debate. He calls it a roundhouse kick. I've never seen a kick have a roundhouse on it. So wouldn't something that's round be 360? My kick, that's what he's saying. Hold up. He's saying my kick will be stronger if I have my fist tightly secured in the palm of my hand. Okay, so he said score on an opponent. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. We're gonna figure out if these 3 tips will help any beginners master Taekwondo kicks.
Do you want to go from kicking like this?
All right, beginners. That's like
to kicking like this? Well, you are in luck. Because I have 3 tips for you.
Interesting. For those who don't know, I used to be a head instructor at multiple Taekwondo schools. Been an instructor since I was 14. I taught classes from like 3-year-olds all the way up to like 60-year-olds in my class. But I'm very interested to see his style of teaching because I'm very critical basically because there's a right way of doing it, proper way of doing it, and a safe way. I'm saying.
For you to mastering the kicks of Taekwondo.
All right, let's see. Tip 1.
Chamber your knee. Almost every Taekwondo kick involves a knee chamber.
No, don't say it.
A front kick where you
Stop
chamber up like this. A side kick where you chamber up like this. Or a roundhouse kick where you chamber up like this. It's important to get your knee and leg in the right position before trying to kick the target.
This is gonna be one of those videos, guys. I'm not sure why you would chamber them. You've lost all that power in that chamber. You have to break down each kick and each technique, and you gotta practice them individually, and then you add another part to that kick, and then you keep adding until you get the full motion of the kick. But if you want power, you won't have time to chamber the kick before you kick because it's gonna be predictable. My God, bro. Let's see what the other tips are.
Just kicking slowly with proper knee chamber.
Why would you kick slow?
I'll demonstrate a few low kicks where I'm really working on chambering the knee, extending the leg fully, and then returning the knee back to the chambered position before I set my foot down. Slow and deliberate training like this is one of the best ways to build the foundational strength and coordination.
I wouldn't say slow. Just because you do slow technique and you do slow movements doesn't mean it's correct movements. Instead, break down the movement individually and make them feel comfortable with the kick, right? With the movement. The end part of a kick isn't so much important compared to does your body and your ankle and your knee, hip all move together. But yeah, I mean, chambering your knee isn't going to be the biggest thing. If I were to do this, I say tip number 1, break down each exercise and each kick and progressively keep adding on to the kick until you have the full movement down, and then have it go together in full motion as you're walking forward, kicking targets. And then once you get comfortable, speed it up. That's it. Okay, tip number 2.
There are 2 kicking positions common in Taekwondo.
Okay.
One is where your kick goes straight up and down, such as a front kick. This
or an axe kick
is right in the front, and you'll balance from a position like this, where your body stays straight up and down.
I don't know why you would do a front kick, though.
Most people don't have too much of a difficult time with that one. It's the kicking position where you're rolled over on your side, such as for a side kick or roundhouse kick. That people
roundhouse kick. There's been a big debate. You know, I have a karate friend. He calls it a roundhouse kick. I don't know. I've never seen a kick have a roundhouse on it, so I don't know why it's a roundhouse kick. It's a roundhouse. A circle is 360 degrees, right? So wouldn't something that's round be 360? A roundhouse kick would be if I did a 360 turning kick. If I'm doing a turning kick, as I call it, right, where I turn my body as I'm throwing my leg, right? I'm kicking and turning. Anyways, you can let me know which one's correct in the comments, but turning kick all the way.
So it's good to get comfortable in those positions. As an example, I can practice chambering my side kick. And just holding this position.
Also, we have to remember, maybe I'm being a little bit too judgmental. When I'm instructing and I'm an instructor, I have multiple classes, right? I have traditional class, I have sparring class, and then there's obviously Poomsae development because people go for Poomsae or pattern tournaments, right? Each development on each of these subpart kicks are gonna be different. My pattern kicks are gonna be much different than my sparring kicks. My sparring kicks are gonna be much different than my traditional kicks. So if I'm doing Poomsae, you'd be chambering the kicks and you'd be properly slowly kicking because you want that flair, that nice sharp from the uniform, and the judges grade you on it. But if I am going to be sparring, I am not going to be teaching these kicks. So I believe as an instructor, if you're going to give 3 tips to master Taekwondo kicks, which subgenre are you teaching? Is it for a pattern competition? Is it for a sparring competition? Or is it general information of a basic kick? Because if I'm teaching basic kick, chambering would be not the first thing I'd be telling them to do, or holding and balancing it. I'd be trying to get them to just understand the movement and get a hold of their body as a whole. And then when they kind of go into a certain subcategory like a pumses or form, then yeah, sure, I'd be sharpening and saying, all right, now we know how to do a side kick. Now we want to make sure that we're getting graded properly. So we're going to be chambering it more. So then now you're training specific muscles, you know? But let's carry on.
To add difficulty, I can practice lifting and lowering my knee.
Why?
So I'm working
Why would
on
you do that?
stability and the control in this position that I need.
Why would you ever? Why? But why? What part of a kick makes you raise your knee up and down like that? When I was practicing my balance, what we would do is we would go to the far end. We'd have our legs up in that position. So we're hopping on one foot in that same form across the whole gym, like doing suicides in basketball, right? But on one foot in this position. So I don't understand what the knee part is. I can't find any reason why someone would want to practice this.
I can also add a hop. If I want to work on using kicks for sparring, to be comfortable staying sideways. Now, when you're practicing hanging out in this rolled over position, be it a side kick position or roundhouse kick position, do your best not to let your leg drop. Notice from the side, when my leg drops, my body comes up. Now my head is exposed.
No, not really.
You can't kick very well from here. Someone can bulldoze in on you from there. Keep the wall up.
Well, okay, hold up. If your leg is down and someone comes in, the distance between the leg that is hanging up or the one that's in the air is closer to the ground. So if someone bulldozes towards you, now that side kick can be turned into a front leg axe kick. I've seen multiple times in training, someone thinks their leg is low, they come in, that person is flexible and stable enough that they can just lift that front foot up, change it, tuck their knee in, bang, dirty foot, right in the fatsa, man. Dirty foot goes right here. They do it like a swipe just to stick it to you even more, to get a dirty foot in your mouth.
Keep your body.
It all depends what you're training for.
Keep it safe.
Tip 3.
The last tip might seem so obvious, you might find it strange that I'm even mentioning it. Your hands and your feet are your weapons in Taekwondo. So it's important to make a tight fist or to squeeze the muscles in your foot so you have a strong impact surface. Wouldn't make sense to hit something with a floppy fist or a floppy foot. And yet,
I disagree. Dude, this makes 0 sense. If I have a tight fist, my kick is gonna be stronger. My kick, that's what he's saying. Hold up. He's saying my kick will be stronger if I have my fist tightly secured in the palm of my hands. I'm gonna kick harder. Listen, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you 3 tips on how to master Taekwondo kicks. A, understand the movement and the foundation of each kick. Second tip, after you understand generally what you have to do, like what the movement and motion is, break it down. See where you're lacking. Are you turning your foot enough? Are you moving your hips? Maybe you have your head too far forward. Maybe your kicking leg is actually coming out too fast before you turn. It's not in sync. So find out where you're lacking on and how to make it more fluid by breaking it down. Tip 3, you have the foundation, you have the fluidity of a kick. Start trying to train that in a faster pace. Try to really get that mind-body connection so that without thinking, everything kind of snaps into place. After you figure it out perfect, I can kick fast in a stationary place. I'm gonna give you tip number 4. Add movement. Slide back and kick. Slide forward and kick. Step back and kick. Step forward and kick. Add different distant movements and see, do I still develop those bad habits that I had when I was training these kicks? Or am I getting better in making sure that my form is correct? Same as if you're going going to the gym, form is always important. After that, you want to add speed and power and explosiveness. That's when you start elevating. How do you get more power? How do you get a stronger kick? It is not making your hands into fists and making it super tight. It's by using your momentum. When I turn my hips, that's my momentum. The more fluid my kicks are and the faster I can bring it to where I need it to be, I can give my hip more of that whip. The more whip, the more momentum, the stronger the hit. If I land the kick and I pull it back, I'm basically having the force go in a certain direction and trying to slow it down. For example, a competitive sparring taekwondo subgenre, you want to follow through impact, have their body be the reason to slow you down, place it in front of you. No snap, place it down in front of you and get ready for a next kick. Then we move on to combos. So I think that was what? That was 4 tips in mastering the kicks. Maybe I should be doing these. He's trying. I just wish it was told in a specific genre of what he's teaching. Is he teaching Pumse? Is he teaching sparring? Or is this just basic kicks on how he believes they should be done?
When I see people practice their kicking, they often leave their foot loose, especially when they kick in the air. So you'll see roundhouse kicks like this, where the foot just kind of comes out and flops.
Yes.
Remember, if you don't tighten your foot in practice, you probably won't tighten your foot when you need to, like in sparring.
Why would you tighten your, okay. If you go to an interview and you're like, I'm gonna make a really good impression. I'm gonna squeeze all my muscles. I'm gonna squeeze all my muscles, okay? I'm gonna have veins coming out because I'm gonna be like, oh. They're gonna look at me and be like, wow, you're so tough. No, they're gonna be like, yo, chill, loosen up. What sport do you see out there that they're like, oh, you need to be like super stiff? I think if you're in a sport, the more stiff you are, the worse it looks. You gotta relax, loosen up. So I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna give him a break. I'm gonna assume that he's teaching people how to properly do their forms, their pumses in Taekwondo when you go to a competition so that you can get a 10 out of 10 in the judging rankings, okay?
Easy way to end up with an injury and a terrible way to try to score on your opponent or...
Okay, so he said score on an opponent. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Hold up!
That hurt. You're not you when you're hungry.
Okay, I just need a little bit of a breather. I'm sorry, sir. I am sorry. I am so sorry. I'm a little triggered, but you, sir, are incorrect. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I feel like I'm gonna go on a tangent again and this video is already too long, but you, sir, are wrong.
In a self-defense situation to do damage.
Self-defense situation. I taught self-defense. There's self-defense to improve in belts when you do your test. And there's real life self-defense. When someone asks me, if someone has a gun pointed at you or a knife and they're asking for your wallet, what do you do? And I always give the best answer. Ready? One and only answer. You give them the wallet. Why would I want to risk my life for what my wallet holds? I'd say, give it. Here you go. I wouldn't tighten my fists and tighten my foot and then perform a Taekwondo kick.
One with a loose fist. You want your fist to be tight. Same thing with your foot. You need it tight. You need your foot tight. That's how you hurt people. With hard things like baseball bats and crowbars. You want your body to be like a baseball bat or a crowbar. Make it if
we're going in that logic, if he's comparing that to a bat and that hurts people, then what are nunchucks? The chain is what? Loose, so it does no damage? Okay.
If you want to master Taekwondo kicks, practice these things. Practice your chambers. Get that knee up. Come back to that knee up position. Practice getting comfortable in the roll over position. Hang out.
Yeah, get comfortable. Get comfortable. He's got it there. Roll over, as he calls it. Get comfortable in moving your ankle and getting into this spot and then breaking it down. First, just turn, just step forward. Next, raise your leg. Next, extend your kick.
Out here.
Correct.
Do the dishes here. Do your homework here. Get comfortable with that.
These are like
finally,
hardcore Taekwondo athletes.
Make your weapon tight. Squeeze it. Make it strong. And then you'll be well on your way to mastering the kicks of Taekwondo. If you watch this video and you're like, I just did not get enough of this guy. I need more stuff to work on from this guy.
I mean, you know, I always say having a instructor or a master in a Taekwondo school is very important. A lot of people ask me, how do you know if it's a good Taekwondo school? You basically want to know the culture. You see who's the leader, who's your master. Is the master always sitting in the office and having always one of their assistant instructors teach? For me, I had to be taught in all 3 areas. Our culture was be well-rounded, train hard, don't give up, up, have a strong mindset, respect everybody, understand that you only lose when you quit. You build confidence, you're building discipline. You have this built around that when you come in, everyone is respectful, polite. The parents watching their kids enjoyed the session so much and enjoyed what we were teaching them that they actually signed up for the adult class and tried to be a part of that. Other than that, man, I think I'm done listening to him. I do not want any more, that's for sure. But holy. Let me know in the comments below if you want more of this. I can maybe hold targets and kind of explain. That would be really cool. I don't know if I can actually perform anything. I'm a broken old man. But let me know. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like, comment down below. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Cheers for now. All right, enough. Cool.